Hi guys, my name is Arlenis and this is my audience.
Hi, I'm Elizabeth.
Hi, I'm Adriana.
Hello, I'm Anthony.
Hi, I'm Brian.
Alright, thank you guys so much for being here. Go ahead and have a seat. Alright, very good. So today we are going to be talking about the importance of getting the HPV vaccine early in life. So let's go ahead and check out this video.
Hey, what's up, Jose? I have an HPV question for you.
Sure, what's up?
Jake just had his annual checkup, and they recommended he get his HPV vaccine when he turns 11 next year. Why does he need it at such a young age?
Like with any vaccine, we want to give HPV vaccine earlier rather than later to protect your son before he's ever exposed to the virus.
Okay. Did you vaccinate your sons?
Definitely, I gave HPV vaccine to both my sons when they turned 11. It's important for preventing cancers that are caused by HPV.
Got it. Makes sense. Thanks, Jose.
Very good. All right. So getting the HPV vaccine for your kids early in life is better than treating cancer later in life. Since the HPV vaccine has been in use, we have seen a significantly big drop in infections. So among vaccinated women, we have seen a drop of almost 40%. Among vaccinated teenager girls, we have seen a drop of almost 86%, which those are big numbers, good numbers. I think this is very relevant because mostly every man or women, like all women and men, will get an HPV infection at any point in their life without their HPV vaccination. About 14 million Americans get infected with HPV every year. While most HPV infections will go away on its own, mostly some of them will stay in your body, and these type are the ones that can cause precancer, cancers, and other type of diseases. So that's why we strongly believe that getting your kids vaccinated with the HPV vaccine early in life is better than treating cancer later in life. I've been in the medical field for almost 6 years working with kids, pediatrics, and I've seen many parents declining the HPV vaccine and also regretting it later when the damage is irreversible. So today we are going to be touching 4 main points. We are going to be learning about what is HPV, how common HPV infections are, what are the type of cancer that HPV leads to, and how we can prevent this type of cancer with the HPV vaccine. What is HPV? Human papilloma virus, or HPV, is a virus that has very serious consequences and that it can affect your child if not vaccinated early in life. There are about 14 million new HPV infections every year. About 50% of those infections are for patients that are in between 15 years old and 24 years old. For most people, HPV infections will clear on its own in a period of almost 2 years, but for those that it doesn't, it can lead to precancer, cancers, and many other diseases. Yeah. So how do the kids get exposed to HPV? Well, exposure happens between genital contact with a person that has been already, with a person that is already positive with the HPV virus. Intercourse isn't necessary, but it is the most common cause of infection. HPV have no signs or symptoms, and it can be transmitted without knowing. So now that we know what is HPV, let's find out how common HPV infections are. Nearly all men and women will have any type of HPV in their life if they are not vaccinated with the HPV vaccine. Nearly 80 million of Americans are diagnosed already with HPV infections. about 14 million Americans are diagnosed every year with HPV vaccines. I'm sorry, my dog is just walking around. All right, so now that we know how common HPV is, let's find out the type of HPV cancers that HPV infections leads to. Most HPV infections will clear on its own, like we'll say 9 out of 10 in a period of about 2 years. But for those that doesn't go away on its own, there are different type of cancer that HPV infections leads to. For example, cancer of the back of the throat, cervical cancer, anal cancer, vulvar cancer, pineal cancer, case of the men, vaginal cancer, case of the women. So now that we know the type of cancer that HPV leads to, let's see how we can prevent this type of cancers with the HPV vaccine. All right, so the CDC recommends all boys and girls to be vaccinated with the HPV vaccine, 2 doses of this vaccine starting at age 11 or 12 years old. For the HPV vaccine to be most effective, it has to be given before exposure. So that's why the CDC recommends this vaccine to be given early in life, starting at 11 or 12 years old. When should my child get the HPV vaccine? As I said before, dose number 1 should be given around 11 years old, when these kids go to their physical, along with the tetanus and the meningitis. We can just go ahead and get this vaccine out of the way. A second dose should be given after 6 months of the first dose. Also, for patients that are 15 years and older and they decide to start the HPV series, they will get 3 doses within 6 months. How well these vaccines work? Well, the HPV vaccination works extremely well. HPV vaccine has a potential to prevent more than 90% of cancers caused by the HPV infections. Since the HPV vaccination was recommended in 2016, we have seen a significantly drop in HPV infections among women, among teenagers. So we have seen a decrease in genital warts and pre-cancer, pre-cervical cancer. There you go. All right, so it's definitely very important, and I encourage you guys as parents to get started with the HPV vaccine. Introduce this vaccine to your kids. Just let them know that it's to prevent cancer. And now that we have get to the conclusion, we have learned about what is HPV, how common is HPV, the consequences like the cancers that HPV infections leads to, and how to prevent it. I'll encourage you guys to be conscious of this. We know that the HPV is a virus that can cause many diseases, starting with cancer. We don't want this for our kids. And I strongly believe that prevention starts with education. So that's why the CDC and the American Cancer Society recommends all kids to start getting the HPV vaccine early in life before they are exposed. So that's why they choose this age, 11 years old. This vaccine can also be started at 9 years old, but mostly all the parents decide to do it around 11. But 9 is also an age that they could start with this immunization. As I say before, I strongly believe that getting the HPV vaccine now for your kids is better than treating cancer later in life. And I want to leave you guys with this video so you guys can think about it. I think it's very important and it's very thoughtful. So it had me thinking. So let's go ahead and take a look at it.
I have cervical cancer from an infection, human papillomavirus. Who knew HPV could lead to certain cancers? Who knew my risk for HPV would increase as I got older? Who knew that there was something that could have helped protect me from HPV when I was 11 or 12, way before I would even be exposed to it?
Did you know? Mom? Dad?
I was infected with HPV. Maybe my parents didn't know how widespread HPV is. While HPV clears up for most, that wasn't the case for me. Maybe they didn't know I would end up with cancer because of HPV. Maybe if they had known there was a vaccine to help protect me when I was 11 or 12, maybe my parents just didn't know.
Right, Mom? Dad?
What will you say? Don't wait. Talk to your child's doctor today. Learn more at hpv.com.
All right. Well, thank you so much for your time. I hope that you guys learned something, and it was a pleasure to share this information with you. Have a good night.